Hello my lovely friends, and welcome to another reading vlog. Today I'm going to be reading and annotating Howl's Moving Castle, which, as those of you who have been here for a while know, is one of my favourite books. For this annotating video I'm going to be testing out these highlighter strips, transparent sticky notes and other different methods of annotating without damaging my book. Usually when I annotate, I get a second-hand copy to do my annotations in. However, I couldn't find one, so I just used one of the copies I already had for this video. This is my first time using these highlighter strips for a whole video, so we shall see how these turn out. There will also be spoilers in this video, by the way. A lot of them, as I kind of intend to just take you along with me as I annotate. So if you haven't read the book or watched the film, maybe skip this video and come back to it after you have. Even if you have watched the film, you may want to come back to it as the film and book are very different in some places, and which we're kind of going to get into and discuss as we go along. And actually we don't have to go far for the first change, which is that Sophie has two sisters in the book, and whilst they don't feature too often, their storyline is important to the overall plot. Another change is that the war that features so heavily in the film doesn't actually happen at all in the book. It's referenced as something that might happen. If something can't be done, then there may be a war, that kind of thing. And from that, Miyazaki went off to develop this whole extra storyline of Howl being noble and fighting these big warplanes. It's been a while since I last read this. I tend to read this book pretty much every single year. It's just one of those books that I never get tired of. I just love the whimsical nature of the world and these very eccentric characters. It's definitely just a comfort read for me. I'm finding these highlighter strips are quite fiddly to use. They work quite well once they're down, but it's definitely a lot slower than directly annotating onto a page. I think the transparent sticky notes are easier to work with. I do like them though. Another change made in the film is that Howl's apprentice is called Markle, and he's like this kid wizard. In the book, Michael is kind of about 15 and has his own kind of love line, which all works in with the main plot. Howl, on the other hand, spends most of his time off flirting with different girls and being the most dramatic drama king you can possibly imagine, which it just makes his whole outburst of slime even funnier. Let's have a little break here and go out to enjoy the sunlight. I love the garden scene in both the book and the movie, so I wanted to come out and experience one of my own. It's not quite as pretty as the movie, but it makes for a nice little adventure. In the book, Hal isn't turning into a winged monster either, but rather there's this curse catching up to him, and our bad guy isn't the enemy warplanes, but the Witch of the Waste. The biggest change in the book, it is where the Black Door leads. Now this is the last time for anyone who wants to skip ahead and who doesn't want this big spoiler. Okay? So in the movie, the Black Door leads to the war, but as I said, the war doesn't happen in the book. So instead, the Black Door leads to Wales. Yes, Wales, the country Wales. Hal is Welsh, and the Black Door is like this portal leading from Wales and our world into the fantasy world where Sophie is from. This change always makes me laugh because when I watch the movie and there's those scenes behind the Black Door and it's so dramatic and powerful, and then you read the book and it's just like, Wales? The first time I read the book, because I watched the movie first, it just really cracked me up. I just find it so funny for some reason. Gosh, I just love this story so much. Hal being such a drama king and Sophie being this no-nonsense old lady. These two bicker and argue like an old married couple from the beginning, and it's just so funny. It's definitely less of like, it's not less romantic than the film, but it's a very different type of romance to the one that is portrayed in the film, because Hal's not all, noble and self-sacrificing. He is just this selfish drama king at times, and he's just so funny. And then Sophie is really just no nonsense. She doesn't put up with any of it, and that's just what makes them work. They are bickering and having all this banter from really early on, and it's just so funny and so much fun to read. In terms of annotating my book without damaging it, I do think that the transparent sticky notes are really good. The highlighter strips are okay, but it's not something I want to use often. They're kind of better as like a one-off line every now and then, because they're just a bit of a faff, to be honest. Like they look good, they are just a bit of a faff. I do like the cloud transparent sticky notes that I've got, as these just add a bit of pop, like a pop of colour to everything. And I think maybe in the future what I would look for would be some more transparent coloured sticky notes. There's one other change from the book that relates to the dog and the turnip scarecrow, but I'm not going to get into that one as that would actually ruin the main plot of the story. I feel like for the other spoilers that I've given, you can still read the book because I haven't actually told you what any of the main plot bits are. But I should stop talking before I do. I just adore this book so much.